We are still trying to deal with extreme heat, and here we are asking how can we better protect the vulnerable? I think you have some idea of what vulnerable means. There are indicators based on per capita income, the kind of house you live in, the kind of uh, job you have, and in some cases your socioeconomic class and so on. These can determine how much you are impacted by a heat wave. Not everybody is impacted equally, of course. If you're rich, you are sitting in an air-conditioned building, going around in an air-conditioned car and so on. Indicators help because if you are investing in improving the risk reduction for the vulnerable people, then you want to have a measure of whether you made actually any progress in reducing their risks and so on. So to help protect the vulnerable from extreme heat, we actually need, of course, to map the hazards at a very local scale, and we need to understand early warnings can help protect them, prepare for protecting them, and so on. We need to have data to make sure that we know heat waves are coming, and monitoring. We have a network of observations, for example, to see from where and when the heat waves are coming. So those are part of the early warnings as well. And you need policies where people have equal access to cooling, and the cooling doesn't increase greenhouse gases further. Most of the air conditioners right now use so-called HFCs, HCFCs, which are greenhouse gases. So we want to move to environmentally friendly cooling and maybe passive cooling and so on. And you want to provide public transportation for poor people, as we mentioned before. For outside workers, maybe you need to shift the timing of the work so that they are not working during the hottest hours of the day and so on. So labor laws may have to change, etc. Okay, so there are many details, and we can keep on adding more details, but we are getting better and better at saving lives from extreme heat impacts, and also so-called morbidity, which means sickness without killing you. You can get sick and become less productive, so productivity goes down, etc. So all these are important factors for understanding, managing, predicting, and dealing with uh, heat, extreme heat, and also building resilience for the long term, and not just doing crisis management. Right?